going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Axe Creation. And on this episode of Tool Tuesday, we'll look at the opening riff from Intolerance. So Intolerance is a great example of how Tool likes to slip in those odd time meters. And this one's a little tricky, but I'm going to talk about just a way to kind of maybe understand the phrasing of the riff that makes it a lot simpler to kind of digest rather than trying to count an awkward time signature. So if you want to follow along with the riff and the example, you can find the tabs for this lesson on my Instagram at Axe Creation, or you can find a link for a PDF or Guitar Pro in the description box down below. So we are in a drop D tuning as always, and as you saw the riff, it's really not that hard to play, but it can be a little awkward with the feeling of it like we mentioned. So essentially you're going to go 0, 3, 5 power chords. Then you have this group or beat of 16th notes, right? 4 notes, and it's 6, 5, 0, 1. And you can pull those off and hammer on, okay? So again, you have 0, 3, 5, right? So you have 3 long hits and then your group of 16th notes, right? So then you're gonna do, instead of 3 long notes, you're gonna have 4 long notes. Open, 10, 3, 5. Right? So what this meter actually is 13/16 into a measure of 4/4 or 14/16, right? Same thing, so you have a measure of 13/16, which is essentially 3 notes shy of a measure, 3/16 notes shy of a measure of 4. So we're taking those off and we're sticking them in on the opposite measure, the following measure, okay? So like I said, 3 long hits, then your group of 16th notes, and then 4 long hits. Cool, right? Really fun riff to play, that shortened or abbreviated odd measure. You feel it, like you feel the jump. You're playing dotted 8th notes. All the long notes are dotted 8th notes or 3/16 notes long. So it's kind of a syncopated up and down feel that goes on throughout this riff. Really fun to play, all right? And there you go, not too bad. And then if you guys want to talk about the following riff, you can think about it as 3 groups of 2, right? 0, 3, 0, 3, 0, 1. Right, and you're continuing that dotted 8th note feel until the very last 2 notes. And then you're gonna kind of basically change it to 0, 3, 0, 1, 1, 3. Like a power chord shape, right? 1 and 3 up on the A. And you play that twice. And then it's really hard to hear because it's kind of both parts are layered in the track, but you're playing the same riff, but rather than a low open D, you're going to be playing the D based on the 5th fret of your A string or your 5th string. So instead of the 1st fret on the low string, it's instead of open 1, it's 5, 6. Okay, same exact riff, you're just switching, you're bringing that D up an octave, okay? So, there it is, the intro riff to Intolerance. Very fun riff to play, 13/16, a measure of 4, right? It's easy to kind of figure it out as long notes, short notes, or 3 long notes, 1 beat of 16th notes, 4 long notes, 1 beat of 16th notes, okay? So like I said, you can find the tab on my Instagram at Axe Creation, tag me in your performance, and if you guys want the PDF or Guitar Pro file tab, you can find that in the description below. Okay, so as always, let me know what you come up with, and until then, I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.